friends, and welcome to Lemon Tree Corner. If you don't know me, my name is Heather and I run a small handmade business where I make bags and purses and project bags for makers like you. Welcome back to all of those who've been here before. I really appreciate you spending some time with me every week, and we've got another special week planned this time around because we are doing Christmas in Vlogtober. So we're going back to Christmas. I know I've been preparing for this craft show, so I've kind of been doing a lot of craft show preparation and stuff, so haven't had as much Christmas content as I would have liked, but we're going to jump back into it this week. Actually, when you're watching this, me and my sister will be setting up for the craft fair, the first one, which is Lollipop Lane. So if you're anywhere around Lakewood, California, or Long Beach area, stop by and say hello. It's from 9 to 3:30 at Mayfair Park in Lakewood, California. So would love to have you come see me in person and meet you. So stop by if you're anywhere in the area. So for this week I should be able to jump back into the Christmas stuff where we left off and continue on with that. I still have to sew down the Christmas tree to the backing, and then just randomly forgot that there's tons of buttons to sew down. So I've got 24 buttons to put on the tree and then 24 buttons to put along the bottom. So I'm sure that will keep me busy for a while. And if you saw the end of the last vlog, you will see that I had a lot of problems making these. Are any of you like me and you just get something in your head to make and you buy all the supplies for it and everything without thinking about, am I going to be any good at making this? Is this something I want to spend time on? I know this happened to me during the pandemic when I took up English paper piecing, which I have not picked up again for quite a while. Yes, I don't really like hand sewing, and I don't know why I didn't think about the fact that all of these ornaments have to be hand sewn. So struggling through cutting them out and sewing them together. I mean, there's only 24 for the tree. That's the only thing I'm really committed to. So if I'm not really great at this and it doesn't get any better, then I've got 24 ornaments to make for the tree. I don't make the Christmas presents and we just call it a day. Or if I'm really bad at this, I can go buy mini ornaments that I can put on the tree. So that's another option. But kind of frustrating, and I think there's just a lot going on right now, so maybe I'm not able to have the patience to work on this right now. But we'll see what happens. The Christmas blanket is going a lot better. So here we have our Christmas blanket. Hang on. Okay, so here we are with the Christmas blanket so far. We're working on this cool color work part right now, which is very fun. We did this in the Moroccan blanket, so I'm glad to see this making an appearance again. Only problem with this color work is you've got like 2 or 3 yarns going at the same time. So it's not exactly portable because you've got to keep track of 3 different yarn balls all at the same time. So I'm trying to work on that. And one more thing to mention, which is part of the reason I'm frustrated. I was getting a lot of work done on the fall shawl, trying to just knock that out so that I can wear it this fall when the weather gets a little cooler. And you know, I'm getting to the point where it's just not really big enough to be a shawl. I'm on my last skein of yarn, and unfortunately that's not going to be enough yarn for this. So once again, this corner to corner shawl idea of mine is not going to work. So I was working on this last week and I showed it with you, and I put on the screen that I would leave a link to the yarn dyer because I love this yarn. And in the process of looking for her Etsy shop, I discovered that she no longer has that Etsy shop. She is now selling bath products and not yarn. So I totally freaked out. I messaged her and just said, hey, is there any way you have any yarn in stock? Like, this is the yarn I bought from you and I don't have enough. And she's like, I'm sorry, but I sold all my yarn dyeing equipment and I don't have any stock left from when I did that. I'm like, Okay, so the whole corner to corner shawl is cursed because if you've been here a while, you know that I tore the last one apart because I didn't have enough yarn. And then I picked a totally different yarn dyer, and this one's no longer selling yarn. So this is cursed. Was talking to my idea consultant, my sister Kelly, who said maybe you don't make such a tight weave. Maybe you pick a different pattern because it is like a super tight moss stitch weave here. But I've never worked with thin yarn before. It's like a sock yarn. It's a little thinner than I'm used to working with. And all the patterns I can find, I don't know, I don't really want it to be holey either. The whole point is that it's supposed to be warm so that when the air kicks on in my office in the winter, that I have something around my neck and shoulders. So I want it to be a shawl, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a shawl. So I have the hat made out of the other yarn from the other dyer who went out of business, and was trying to make something to go with that because the yarns are pretty similar. So I don't know whether I should just tear this apart, start over again, and make more of a scarf. I could use the same pattern, or I found another cute scarf pattern that I could use. And then it's more of a hat and scarf, which makes more sense because if I'm wearing it indoors, I'm not wearing it with the hat. And I could try making gloves. I've never made gloves before. But at this point, it's a fall thing, and I think it's just gonna sit in the corner for a year until I get back to it. And we'll see what to do with it once we get into summer next year and deal with it then. I have the spring shawl that I'm still working on, so I think I'll just focus on my Christmas blanket and the Christmas projects that we already have rolling and the other craft fair that's coming up, and we'll just deal with this yarn later. It'll just go on a nice timeout. Okay, so that's where we are. That's getting you back up to speed. And as always, I would love it if you would hit the like button, comment on the video, subscribe. Anything you do to interact with the channel lets YouTube know that people are enjoying my content, and it suggests my videos to like-minded people who watch the same type of content that you watch. And that's a wonderful way to grow my channel, and I would really appreciate any help that you can provide in doing that. And even just coming here and watching the videos helps as well. So thank you for spending time with me this week. And let's get going. Got a lot of work to do. Okay, so we're doing the color work again. Fun, fun. We're gonna do this this color work stripe again. So the 3 colors like we did on the Moroccan blanket, but now we're gonna do it in the Christmas blanket. So I'm really excited to see this pop up again. I'm thinking I got a yarn advent, which is scary for me because it's a big investment, but I got a yarn advent calendar, so I'll have 24, 25 mini skeins, and I was going to do like a granny stripe blanket with those, but I might do this. I think this would be fun to do the 3 colors and keep going as I'm using the mini skeins. So I'm glad to see this checkerboard appearing again. I just want to reference the video, make sure I'm doing the third row correctly. I think this is what it's supposed to look like, but I can't remember. So let's take a look at the video.
Bottom, and then 2 double crochets. So that's what your row is going to look like across after you have finished row 2. And now we're going to work row 3, and this is where I'm going to repeat this across. So I'm going to...
Oh good, I was doing it correctly. So that's good to know. I just want to double check since I do have the step-by-step videos. But I am trying to read the pattern notes and get that going. So we can continue on. And like I said, what I like about the Christmas blanket is once you start on a row, you're just repeating the same thing the whole time. You're not necessarily counting or anything. You can kind of go on autopilot. So then I can sit on the couch and watch TV while I do these stripes, which is great. I just wanted to show you the Snore Master over here, Snore Master 2022. She's so cute. She's a little high maintenance, a little bossy, a little special needs because she can't hear very well and can't see very well. So she generally hears vibrations and not necessarily us talking or getting her attention or calling her name or anything. So it's a little frustrating at times, but she's so cute when she's sleeping. Oh, she's so sweet. And the little snores. I always try and capture those on video, and I'm never successful. I'm always trying to send my husband videos of the dogs looking cute, and it never quite works out. Okay, let me angle this so you can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. It's so cute and festive. It's just gonna be really cute when it's all done. I try and do magic knot most of the time, but right now I don't really have a lot of room for magic knot. I don't really like this because you never know where the knot's gonna end up, but I basically do a square knot thanks to my CPR training. And of course I've got like a million of those little scissors snippers that I bought that are super cute. And what am I using? I can't find them. So I'm using my big fabric scissors. Get that as close as possible. The good news about a square knot is it doesn't come out. It's like super tight. So that's good. Okay. Do the second one. I really have to keep my tension loose here, or else they're just gonna like fall on themselves. So I'm still doing the HelloFresh meals, and I've got one more to make this week before the next order comes in. And tonight is my night to make them because my husband does game night and goes out with the boys, and it's just a good night for me to cook. But I just am not feeling it tonight, so I ordered pizza. Which is a good treat for myself, but you know, not really a good treat for my buddy. So I will be having leftover pizza and making the HelloFresh meal sometime later on. It's only Tuesday. It just feels like a crazy week already. And my sister and I are going to go do a fun craft this weekend. We're going to go make a mosaic lamp. I don't know if you've seen those ads on Facebook or Instagram, but basically you're taking like a lamp base and they have all the little mosaic tiles and you're making a mosaic tile pattern on the lamp. And we both saw it and went, ooh, that's something fun we could work on. Not knowing that I had 2 craft fairs coming up at the time. But I'm just going to relax and enjoy a fun, creative day with my sister. We try and do stuff like that once in a while. So this was a very interesting, new to us kind of thing. I've always wanted to do stained glass. So maybe at some point we will find a stained glass kind of thing. My dad liked working on stained glass in the later years before he passed away. So stained glass always reminds me of him, and I know it's a lot of detailed work. So we'll just dip our feet in the water here, our toes in the water with the mosaic tiling. And then my sister also wants to do like a glass blowing thing, which I think would be really fun. Maybe after menopause when I'm cold. I seem to be hot most of the time right now, so but that would be fun. Glass blowing. Every time I see a video of glass blowing, I'm just mesmerized. And you just have to think about heat and gravity and texture, and it just looks really fun. So that's on the bucket list for sure of things to accomplish. Oh, and if any of you have been following the Hawaiian quilt saga, so I got everything ready to go. I did research a long arm quilter. It's the long arm quilter that Fat Quarter Shop uses. Gina Attell in Texas. And it's cool, she's got it all dialed in. She's got like a whole form you fill out. She tells you exactly what you need to send her. And she's got obviously a waiting list, so I wouldn't be getting this anytime soon. But I think if I could get it by springtime, it would just be a really fun, colorful spring thing to have. And what else? Oh, so she says for her long arm quilt machine, she has to have 5 inches extra all the way around on the backing fabric. And I can't remember what I did. I think I only did 4, so that's not good. Basically, her machine needs 5 inches for it to load into the machine. So I'm gonna have to measure mine and see how long mine is. When I pieced together the back, I wasn't thinking about the seam allowance, so I'm not sure I have 5 anymore. I think I was going for 4 or 5. So she either charges to add extra fabric that I guess I would then take off, or I guess I could just add extra fabric, like I guess just like waste fabric, because I'd basically be taking it off or cutting it off at the end when I'm done. So I think I'm gonna have to wait until after the first craft show to have bandwidth to measure that. But the nice thing is I can fill out the form, get it all sent out. She's got pantographs, which is basically the thing that you program into the long arm quilting machine. It's just like computerized, quilts the pattern into it. And I was looking at all the different pantographs she offers, and she actually had a plumeria flower, but I think there's just too many flowers on the front in the first place that adding a flowery quilt design would just be overkill. So I was looking for something fun. There's like a wavy one, but I'm finding myself drawn to all the feather patterns. So I just have to sit with that for a while and maybe get her advice on which one would look best with how busy everything else is. I just really wanted an open, curvy, flowy quilt design as the base of the whole thing. So that's looking good. Now you're not really at a great angle where you are right now to see what I'm doing. But I'm enjoying chatting with you. I would normally just fast forward this and watch TV. I'm watching a new to me channel on YouTube called Eamon and Beck. Beautiful couple living in Canada. They used to travel around in a van, like the van life people. But when COVID hit, they had to rush back to Canada and leave everything behind. They had to leave their van behind in Morocco. That's where they were at the time. And they didn't know what was next for them, so they bought like this rundown cabin in the woods. And they've been renovating it, fixing it up. I kind of have a weird... I left my water across the room and I'm not getting up for it and I'm talking too much. Okay, well, I kind of have an interesting commingling of craft channels, renovation channels, farm life, gardening channels, travel, van life channels. So it's very interesting. 3 of my van life channels, they've all like settled down in Canada and have been renovating farmsteads. So it's just kind of interesting that it's all like migrated to different content. But she recently went through breast cancer. Oh, and just, I'm like crying watching all of the videos. She just has this very positive outlook and reframing the chemotherapy from the idea of poisoning her body. She's a very clean living vegan person, and so the idea of putting this poison in her body was really bothering her, and she was able to reframe it as liquid sunshine. And just trying to stay positive, take care of herself during this time. And her husband, just super supportive, but also shares his vulnerability with what it's been like watching her go through it. So it's just a beautiful couple. I'll link their channel down below for you to watch if you're interested. And they have this funny dog, and so I've been addicted to their channel lately, watching. I like to find a channel because there's never enough content for me. I tend to watch YouTube more than anything else. So I quickly run out of like weekly vlogs to watch. So I'll find a new channel and I'll just binge watch it like from the very beginning. So it's great when I find a channel that has like 5 years worth of content. I'll go back and binge 5 years worth of content. Yeah, this is going really fast. Okay, well, I guess I'll be getting my water when I have to go to the next color, because I will have to get up again and get the pink color because I don't have that with me. It's too funny because I have the autumn candle going. I've got a blanket on my lap. The 2 dogs are just snoozing here on the couch with me. Their favorite time of day is when I come home and set up shop on the couch, and they can just like relax and zonk out with me on the couch. So I will continue on, and I will see you in a little bit. She finished her last round of chemo.
I hope I never see you again.
Congratulations! Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Alright, yeah, I'll come and visit. Okay.
You
See
make
ya.
sure you do it, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Nicole.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh.
Buddy's last chemo!
Oh my god! I love you too.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh my god! You guys are good!
You're done!
Wanda said, yes, Wanda! Everybody say hi to Wanda!
Oh, I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, it's just so beautiful. She did such a wonderful job. Oh, she's just a really loving spirit, and it's so wonderful to see her friends and family supporting her and giving her back what I'm sure she's given them over the years. So, it's just, obviously she's got more to go through, but last round of chemo, so. Beautiful. So we had a really fun time here. The workshop was held in a community center, and had kids running around, and you'll see in the background behind me are all the snacks that the kids can buy for themselves. And yeah, just a really good time. I apologize for the music here if it's the wrong type of music. I believe we're making Turkish lamps, and all they had on Epidemic Sound, which is the copyright sound that I use for the videos, was Middle Eastern. So I'm not sure if this is the correct music, and I do apologize, but I wanted to give you the vibe of what it was like. They were playing music, and they gave us Turkish coffee and cookies. It's really just a nice time to be creative in the middle of kind of this chaotic month that I'm having. And yeah, it's a lot of analysis paralysis here in the beginning of trying to figure out what design I wanted to do, what color scheme I wanted to do, and finally landed on something because you only have a certain amount of time to get the project done. So next is we're going to take these home and grout them. It's like tile. So they gave you plaster to take home to finish off the whole design. And the glue has to dry for a certain amount of time. So you have to take it home and finish it up later. And I will share that video with you probably next week. The next video will have the footage from the craft fair and stuff. So I might not be able to fit it in the next video, but maybe the video after that. But yeah, just a lot of fun with my sister. We like doing creative projects like this every once in a while. And we'll get to the end here and show you our finished products. And then, like I said, I'll go home and grout it. And then I'll share the finished product with you there. But don't know what else to say here. Oh yeah, my hands hurt a lot from holding it. You're kind of scrunching your hand in there and holding it with the same hand the whole time. So I had to take some breaks, and your back and everything, get up and walk around. Almost done here. These little seed beads didn't want to stay in place, so I'm kind of like smushing them in there with my hand to try and get some good adhesion. I had a few fall off as I was transporting and grouting. So here's my finished product. It's really fun. And I think we'll leave you off here with the vlog and say goodbye for this week and pick you up next week. So I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Love you, everybody. Bye.